Good morning, everyone. I'm Rohan. I'm the co-founder and CEO of CIALFO. And before we go into talking about what CIALFO is, I want to talk about why we do what we do, and why, what got me started to, form this company, CIALFO. And I grew up in India, where, I went to a school which had no college counselors, and applying to colleges was one of the most stressful experiences in my entire life. And I was born in a family, and my parents could not spend $250,000 for an overseas education. But I got lucky. A couple of colleges from Singapore came to my school, and while I was figuring out, they said, "Why don't you take a test, and then we'll see how it goes." So I took the test. I got a full scholarship, and I had a great education experience. But that does not happen with everyone, right? And that got us to think about how can we solve this problem of making education more accessible. We became really passionate about this, and that got us to start our first company, an education consultancy, where we were helping students in Singapore with their college applications, charging a fee from the families. And while that business was doing well, we grew that to about 200 students. We woke up one day, I woke up one day, and what I realized was I was literally helping a bunch of incredibly rich kids in Singapore get into elite colleges, and that's not why we started. We wanted to help make education accessible. So in 2017, we ended up selling our college counseling business to a private equity firm in Singapore and used that money to launch our technology platform that you see today. In 2017, we were working with about 2,000 students on the platform. Now we have over 100,000 students on the platform and expected to grow to 500,000 by the end of the year. And the vision is to help 100 million students with their college applications by 2025. So what does the platform really do? We make college applications incredibly simple in these three ways. We've used 1 million data points to help students understand what colleges would be a good fit for them, and then help them identify what are the chances of getting into these colleges. We also help them understand what it takes to get into these colleges by aggregating college information across 10,000 schools. We work with a bunch of companies like the Common App, Parchment, to actually send documents to these colleges. We are one of the 4 companies that is able to do that. And through a mobile-first technology and simplified user interface, we increase student engagement. And that is one of the challenges that schools face. So we've now been working with some of the top schools in the country and internationally, and we started really with international schools, and we're now growing into charter schools and public schools here. You can see our Net Promoter Score in the last 12 months has been increasing. And while we grew internationally and we work with 65% of our schools are in Asia, we see this number flipping in the next 12 months because we're gaining incredible momentum in the US with charter schools and public schools. And engagement is an important metric. So when we started, one of our key points to look at was, can we get counselors to live on CIALFO? So we wanted CIALFO to be the first platform that they log in when they enter school, and the last platform they log out when they leave school. And that seems to be happening because they spend 6 hours per workday on CIALFO. And students spend 3 hours per week on CIALFO. And a lot of us here work with students, and this is a good number. We're still pushing the boundaries to increase that. So what it brings us is this entire ecosystem that we see here of higher eds, high schools, students, parents, different service providers, banks who provide loans. They all interact with each other, but it's an incredibly complicated, messy, unstreamlined process. And CIALFO is bringing all of these stakeholders together in one unified platform to make college education more accessible through a system in a data-driven manner. So we're here today, so reach out to us. We just raised our Series A round in Asia and in Europe, and we're looking at partners. We're looking at talent to grow our team further. We're always looking at more investors. So feel free to reach out, and we're here for the next couple of days. Thank you.